Hello everyone, this is Innichka Chef. Welcome to my kitchen. Today in episode we are making something so delicious, so nutritious that I cannot wait to share with you. It's a polenta cake. It's a gluten and dairy free. And for the ingredients we needed, this is beautiful oranges. It's a bloody oranges. I love those gorgeous fruit. They're only available this time of the year, but if you see this video much later, and unfortunately for some of you who live in these areas where the bloody oranges is not available, use regular oranges. It's not a big deal. Use tangerines. It's not a big deal. Even I love the beauty of this dark fruit. The star of the dish actually is polenta. For this simple cake, we need simple ingredients. But before we start, I want to say a few things about polenta. For those who don't know what is polenta, polenta is staple in French and Italian cuisine. In Ukraine, called kukuruzna kasha, and it's something made out of corn, but it's different than grits. Number one, it's more fine ground. Number two, it's different type of corn, and number three, it's not treated with alkaline like grits. So it does cook differently. So I would not suggest you to substitute. And everything else, it's simple. It's honey, so it's a no sugar and no white flour cake. It's kind of healthy cake for people who try to watch their diet. So what we need to start with beaded wet ingredients. And for wet ingredients, it's olive oil instead of butter. And we need 3/4 cup. It's a rustic recipe. Please don't do extremely too measuring. Try to be relaxed. Little more, little less, not big deal. I always use extra virgin olive oil. So 3/4 cups and honey. And I always use raw local honey. And another amount, 3/4 cup of honey, same amount. And by adding to your cup first olive oil, it will be nice and easy to slide off sticky honey. There we go. So I always recommend add oil to your measuring cup before. And now try to whip. Just kind of we do butter and sugar. In this case, olive oil and honey. Nice and fluffy, and this cake actually relied on these eggs to bring value. It brings nice and fluffy. Just to be secure, I'm going to add tiny bit of baking soda, but it's actually not necessary. If you whip proper way eggs and great amount, it's 3 large eggs, it should be enough. Look at that, it's beautiful. My son Thomas loves those oranges. He thinks they're more sweeter. I think they're more prettier. Not necessarily sweeter, but they're beautiful. Last year I published breakfast kind of dessert pizza with those oranges, and I will link below. Actually, this time of the year I did as well. And we just love those oranges. They're so sweet and beautiful. Just eye-peeling, I would say. My son is always about bloody oranges. They are like blood. Look at that. So we're just adding this juice as well to our wet ingredient. The oil helps us to stick this paper. And we need about half cup of this polenta. I'm going to eyeball. This is 1 cup. Yeah, I think maybe it's slightly more. It's not a big deal. And about 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Going to activate with acid of oranges. And now we're going to add 1 cup of almond flour and 1 cup of coconut flour. You can use one of each, or you can use like I do, or you can use just coconut or just almond or whatever you have on hand. It's not that important. So 1 cup of almond flour, and let's do 1 cup of coconut flour. About half teaspoon of salt or less, 1/4 teaspoon. Just a pinch. It's everything eyeballing in this recipe. Let's add a little bit more flavor. I almost forgot. Why not? Little bit of zest. Give more. I love how it smells oranges. And remember, for this cake, any oranges will do. Any oranges. If it's you have used big oranges, use only 1 to squeeze juice for the cake batter. If it's small like mine, use 2. At 325 degrees for about 20-30 minutes. And now I need juice about to make sauce. Meanwhile, we're waiting for the cake, and we need about 3 oranges. I just love how beautiful they are. Color and smell. I love how oranges smell. It's so beautiful. It's getting thinner, and let's cook for another 5-6 minutes, and until we'll see the syrup start become more thicker. Beautiful. It's slightly thicker. Now turn off. And while we are waiting for cake, this syrup will get even more thicker. And while I'm waiting on cake, it needs another 10 minutes. Let's do some oranges for garnish. I like to garnish with fresh fruit. I think it's better for you, has at least more vitamin C, right? This cake I was planning to share with all of you for at least 3 years. One of my favorite. This should be enough, just for a few servings. It smells so good. I wish you would be in my kitchen. Actually, it took 35 minutes. Keep eye on, and keep checking. Depends. Try to keep on the middle rack, but depends where's your oven. Keep eye on. Let's cool a little bit. That's, I think, the hardest part, to wait until it's cool, and then I can slice and eat. It's nice and hot. It's beautiful. While this cake nice and warm, I want to absorb and more kiss this beautiful, gorgeous syrup that, by the way, as I promised, got thicker while we've been waiting for cake. This is the consistency. It's perfect. So now add a little bit of, we're going to add a little bit to the cake. And I'm so impatient to wait until it's completely cool, so I'm going to cut it. It's still steamy. And as you see the syrup coming through, it's beautiful. Let's try this syrupy thing. Moist, oh my god. Moist, sweet. I can taste corn. It's so delicious and has so much fiber and color, vitamin C, gluten-free, dairy-free. If you have any dietary restriction, this is simple cake. It's good for you, easy to make, good for breakfast, for some potluck, for after meal dessert, or really for any occasion. This cup of coffee for breakfast, why not? I enjoy this recipe, and I'll link below similar related recipe. And as always, cook from fresh, nutrition delicious, and see you next time. Bye.